beasts, aren't they? Chuffed to bits. The smallest little thornback. No, I'm just concentrating on not leaving the rod over the side. And its eyes. It's got amazing eyes. Doggy in the boat. Golden mullet. There's a bit of weight to that, you know. And that's what we want, don't we? We don't want the same all the time. We want something different, a good old show. Hello and welcome to the channel. Anchor's down, no rods in the water, and I'm not fishing yet. But I'm here. I'm out of my boat. Let's get a rod out. Let's get. Oh, it's all exciting stuff. There's so much going on. Right, what am I looking for? What are you looking for, Mark? I'm looking for hook snoods. What have I done with my hook snoods? I'm all 6s and 7s. I want to get a bait in the water. And I put too many hook snoods in this bag because that's a bit of a, that's stuffed full and there's too many in there. Sort yourself out, Mark. Bait table sorted. I'm going to try, because this is what I was using last week, I want to use mackerel and squid today. So I'm using baiting spoons. These ones are bait mates. Never used them before. But I'm going to try today. I'm going to give one a go. See how it goes. I'm going to fish up tide. Down weighted from last week because I thought I was fishing a bit heavy last week. Had a little think about it all. And that's pretty much where you got to be. Sort of, if you didn't quite achieve what you wanted to on a trip, think it through, sort yourself out. Now I know what I forgot today. I was backwards and forwards, No, when you know you've forgotten something. You know you've forgotten something and you can't quite put your finger on what it is. I'd wash my fishing towel. I'd wash my towel, but I've got an emergency standby. Always keep a standby in the boat. Because you will forget stuff. That was deliberately there in case I forgot. That was quite a significant, decent sized mackerel, that. I'll be happy to catch that. That's bait. I put more fish in the water than I catch. Just going to take a fillet of this. It's still, I quite like filleting mackerel when it's still frozen, and this is not solid, but it ain't far off it. I've had 2 messages from other people that are fishing. I think I've just passed someone that I know. And before I say anything, I'm not gonna say it until I actually get a chance to. I might text him in a minute, actually. Now, that is one whole fillet cut in half, laid on a bait mate. And that's quite a significant size bait. But I'm after big fish. Right. And then I've got some squid in here, and this bag's going to end up being my rubbish bag. So all my rubbish can go in there. Tip this out. So you're seeing the chaos that is rigging up when you're desperate to get a bait out. Let's get a bait in. So, calamari squid from last week. So it's not the freshest of baits. It's been frozen, refrozen a couple of times. And I'm just taking a slice. Now, I've not used one of these bait mates before. Or not in recent memory. I might have tried one out some time ago. But I think the whole idea is you lay your hook inside. Just trying to get myself sorted out. I just want to get a bait in the water. Once I've got one in the water and I'm fishing, I'm happy. But until that moment, it's all a bit of a panic. It would make sense to lay it on top of the bait. I bet the person who does bait mates is looking at this going, no, don't do that. That's not what it's meant for. Well, I'm learning. Lay that on top. Squidge it all together. Where's my elastic gone? And some elastic. So I've got the line going down inside. This is the truth of fishing. You know, all that Hollywood fishing you see where nothing goes wrong. This is warts and all. Right, here we go. Some elastic. I've got a good feeling about this bait actually. This one looks like it's going to be a good one. You know, when you just get that feeling. get this in the water, get fishing, and then we'll see where we're at. There's quite a bit of elastic on here actually. You know I loves me elastic. Make sure that hook's the right way. Single hooks, not fishing with pennels or anything like that. Now the trick is, will this slide off like I want it to? Okay, yep. And that's where we got that. That's come out quite nice actually. So the hook point's really clear at the bottom. I've got a 2.5 foot trace, and that is squid and mackerel, and that's aimed firmly at a thornback ray. Keep yourself nice, clean, tidy. I'm using a 5 ounce grip weight, and this is going up tide. Up tide. This isn't a designated up tide rod or rig. I'm literally... God, keep saying literally. I'm even annoying myself. I'm just making best use of what I've got. So I have saved up for some up tide rods, but there's a big shortage of tackle and gear at the moment. A lot of shops have sold out of stocks they've got because of our friend Rona. And there you go. I have, that is a normal one of my boat Solent rig running traces, and all I've done is I've hooked it onto one of the grip weights, and I'm gonna flickaroo that up tide. Always worth checking everything. Make sure you're not, because you don't want to damage anything, because this isn't really designed for casting. And then as that weight sinks down, I'm going to carry on letting a bow of line out. So the rod's still going to go there. I'm just going to keep an eye on that reel just for a minute. The tide current is going to bow the line out. I can see the tide is still running that way. Can hear a lot of noise over in the nature reserve over there. There's a speedy fishing boat tonking his way over this way. Oh, and there's line going out now, look. Just let that settle a little bit. Engage, reduce the drag. Clicker on. You know I like my clicker on just in case something happens and I haven't noticed it. And that rod is now fishing. We're fishing. Right, this one's going to go down tide. Down tide, same stuff. So I'm going to go mackerel and squid. I'm going to go a slightly smaller bait, because sometimes fish can be finicky, you know, just on size of bait. Present it to them too big, and then they're not interested. All of that slurry, can't put it on a hook, but it can go in the water. Right, I'm going to concentrate on getting these other rods out, and I'll get straight back to you. And there's a fish on that one already. Bear in mind that's up tide, so that's got a lot of line to pull against. Something, and I'm guessing it's going to be a dogfish by the bite. Something is inquiring at that one already. Where I've anchored myself, this is quite featureless around here, it's quite flat, but there's a gully. So I've anchored and dropped back on the anchor until I saw on the depth finder that I was down tide, about, I don't know, 10-15 feet away from the gully. But fishing up tide, I knew it would drop down into the gully as well. I'm going to have to lift and look at this one, because if it's a dogfish, I don't want him sat on it. And the bites you get from fishing up tide aren't always crazy, because you've got so much line out there. And the fact that I'm seeing something, no real fight to this, so I'm guessing it's going to be a dogfish. And we don't want to start off with billions of dogfish. Yes, a doggy. Wow, that was literally minutes of being on the bottom. Minutes. If it's going to get too much like that, I might have to up and move. Doggy in the boat. Oh, and he's just spat that bait. So let's have a quick look at that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's going straight back out. You hadn't even really touched it. There's no bite marks on it or anything. That is crazy. He was onto that so quick. Right, I'm going to fish that down tide because the bait wants to slide on the line. That's unbelievable, that. Wow. 2 minutes straight into the doggies. We don't want too many of them bad boys. We might have to fish through those to end up with a chance of a ray. If the doggies are on it that quick, oh, I might have to rethink and move. So less than 2 minutes with a bait in the water, straight into a doggy. I'll get these other rods out. I just lifted the uptide rod up and there's a fair old chunk of weight on it and it didn't want to come up. So I'm going a bit careful with this one. I don't think this is a doggy. I've had best part of a dozen doggies already, but I knew I'd have to fish through the doggies to get to anything else. I'm just about to see what this is. What have we got? Yeah, it's a ray. That's what we've been fishing for. Oh, it's a little spotted. Looks like a little spotted. Just hung to the bottom like rays do, you know. Oh, yeah, pretty little creature. Right, let's get him down, get him unhooked. Not a thornback, but a ray. And you know I loves a ray. That's what I'm out fishing for. That's what I like to catch. This is a bit of a tangle. Uptide. Uptide seems to do it. I don't know why. I don't know why. It must just be out the scare area of the boat. Let's get this creature unhooked and I'll give you a better show. It's been busy. It's busier. I've got a rod in there at the moment. I better just quickly check this one. It's all livened up. That one's going. That one's got a whole mackerel head on, so if anything's on that, we need to stand by. Just walk it round the boat a bit. Yeah, it's got a bit of weight to it. And there's a doggy. But he can join the bucket full of doggies because, doggy in the boat. We've got a right old selection of fish now to show you. So, what have we got? We've got a doggy. We've got another doggy. And we've got a very, very pretty male spotted. His eyes are stunning. I'm just supporting him a little bit. He's got spines all the way down his tail. See if we can get you a good look in the camera. Look at his eyes. Absolutely stunning these are. I'm going to put him in the bucket and I'm going to move the camera so you can see him go. 3 rods out, 3 fish in, it got really busy. I've got 1 rod out at the moment. It's gone crazy. So I'm going to get this little ray back in, this little Raymondo, and see how he goes. There he goes. Away. I loves a ray. I've lost track of how many that is today. Let's say he's about number 20, because he is about number 20. There you go, mate. Off he goes. I just don't enjoy fishing with heavy weight. Oh, there's something on the end of this. I'm guessing it'll be a doggy. What have we got? Yeah, it's a doggy. Doggy in the boat. This rod's been a bit quiet for a while, so I've just lifted into it And believe it or not, I don't know if that's another ray, you know. It's probably going to be a doggy. You know, I've had 20 odd of them so far. But that's just hanging a bit more. Hanging a bit more than what a doggy does, and there's more drag. I don't think there's more weight, there's just more drag. So I've got a funny feeling this might be another ray. Be nice if it is, just to mix things up a little bit. Let's see. It's definitely a bit of go in it. What is it? Oh no, it's a 2 pound weight with a doggy on the end. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Oh dear. One wrapped up doggy, one skinny doggy. There you go, bud. There's a bit of weight there, but a lot of that is the actual weight. So if it starts spinning in the tide, or have I picked up my other line there? Yeah, it looks like I picked up my line. Might have crossed lines. Might be picking up both weights. But there's definitely something on this. But I might have 2 lines. There we go, look, yeah. It's a sprightly doggy. I'd like to see something different, something that's a little bit alternative to a dogfish. Got a bucket full of doggies. Quite a butch doggy, as far as doggies go. I'm turning into a connoisseur of doggies. What's this one? Oh, this is like a racing snake doggy. This is like a fast doggy. And away he goes. Mixing things up a little bit, so I've mixed baits across all the rigs now. So I've got mackerel on one, whole squid on another. I've stuffed a squid full of black lug. I'm not fishing for cod, but I thought it might switch something on. Cod, a bass might want it. And what was the other one? I think it was squid and mackerel. There's something different on every one. And I've got 4 rods out now. So I've put the 4th rod out. It was sat there doing nothing. I thought I might as well put it out. Catching 2 dozen doggies to keep me busy. I don't know, just burning through bait, aren't I? This is the 3rd anchor as well. This is the 3rd time that I've anchored to try a different position. I was just going to have another quick look on Navionics because we're at high tide. I don't know whether to move now and fish the tide down somewhere else, or do I stick this out because I know there are rays here. They're just few and far between because it's early in the season. I think I'm of the mind to stick it out. Well, I don't know if you can see, I'm down to my t-shirt, I've got the sunglasses on. I've been fighting my way through doggies and I've just felt lifted into something that feels a bit better. When I say feels a bit better, there's still a tide run through here at the moment, but yeah, this has got a bit of go in it. Haven't seen it yet, and it's a super doggy. It's a big doggy. Oh dear, big doggies. Doggy in the boat. Another doggy. So we've got a lively doggy. And a racing doggy. He's lean and mean, that one. Off you go, bub. We're up to nearly 30 doggies now. 30 doggies, 1 spotted ray. That's it. No bass, no tings, nothing else to report. But it's glorious out here. It is absolutely stunning. Got to keep on top of the water as well while you're out here because it's deceiving. Because you've got the breeze and it's cool. You've got the sun and the dehydrate you easily. Always have a dozen bottles of water tucked away in the boat because inevitably I forget them. So when I do remember them, I'll make sure I put a load in. And they're only, what are they, 300 ml? So 6-7 bottles, yeah, a couple of litres of water. I've had to spin the camera around because the sun is absolutely blazing. So because we're at anchor and I can't manipulate the way the boat's pointing because obviously we're being pushed in a tidal stream. I've had to move the camera around because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see anything. It's gone quiet. I think at last count I've had, I think now close to 30 dogfish. 30 doggies, 27, 28 doggies. And even that, I'm not even sure how many I've caught now. But one spotted ray. One spotted ray amongst all of those dogfish. I've been burning my way through some sand eel, some squid, some mackerel. But yeah, it's just absolutely glorious. Plenty of boats out, people out, getting a bit of fresh air. I'm keeping up with the water because I do feel it's not because it's hot, it's just the dehydration comes, I think, from the wind. And even though it's quite calm, yeah, it's hard to explain. Because it's blowing across the sea, you just feel like you're crisping up, you're drying out. And it's very easy to forget to drink enough fluids. So I'm watching my rods. I've gone for the 2 Shakespeare ugly sticks as my down tide rods, like far down tide, and my little cheapy decathlon rods are just down the sides and just back a little bit. So I'm not fishing up tide now, and part of me regrets not doing that now because I've packed that stuff away, because I think as the tide eases off, that might be the way ahead. But I'm certainly thinking about downgrading my weight, so I'm on 15-ounce weights at the moment. 12s. I think 12s might even be a bit butch as it slackens off. But yeah, it is absolutely stunning. What a place to be. Excuse the fact I've got sunglasses on. I won't even be able to talk to the camera because the sun is so strong. I can feel the heat of it against my hand and my face. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So it's quite a time of year. I've been talking to other people, messages and texts and all that kind of stuff. I phoned my buddy up earlier on. Not much being caught. Solent daylight hours, even in deeper water, even in boats, from the shore next to nothing, and out, and it's doggies. It's doggies everywhere. It's not quite the season yet. The season hasn't quite turned yet. And I'll say it again, I think this area's got some promise. So I think this, come smooth hound and ray season, I think this is going to be the place to be. Just the type of ground and the way it fishes. It's nice clean ground, no snags. Open, flat. You look on it, navionics, and it's a big flat expanse with a few gullies and holes. And I think the gullies are going to concentrate the fish. If you anchor back down to a gully and fish in a gully, I think that's where the fish naturally congregate before they rise up and go off to feed. So yeah, love it here. It's not too far. It's nice and close to home. You can see the tide running by the eddies behind the boat. Look. I'm in the process of packing up. Yeah, 30 plus dogfish today. One spotted ray. The spotted ray made my day. I pinched that line. Jamie sent me that text earlier. He said a ray always saves the day or makes your day. Yeah, it does, because I like them. They're my favourite fish to catch. I love a ray. But yeah, need a break from them. Dogfish. Set of baited feathers I put out just on the off chance, just as a suck it and see, just to see if anything was out there that bait fish wise to replenish my stocks. My stocks are bare. Lay that out of the way. So all it means for me to say now really is goodbye. So tight lines, happy fishing. From me, from here, for now, it's goodbye. Take care. Until next time. Oh, a sporty doggy. A chunky doggy. This one very nearly came home for tea, but he's gone.